This is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to share with you some of the photos that we got from the North Shore right about sunset. What's going to Hawaii without seeing a beautiful sunset, right? So that's what we're going to do today, is some beautiful sunset photos. And I'm going to share with you some cool techniques. So let's check out my workspace and get started. All right, now as I mentioned, this layout is going to be all about our hike at Waimea Falls, and it's a bit of a as my daughter would say, it's a bit of a hot mess because I've done a couple of things to kind of speed this along a little bit. I've already decided which photos I'm going to have in a peekaboo pocket because I have a lot of extra pictures. This layout needed a lot of accommodation for photos. So we're going to be putting together a peekaboo pocket, a big one, and I've also pre-assembled some a panoramic photo. So this picture that goes across both sides of the bottom is actually like 6 or 7 different pictures that I was able to piece together and combine so I could show this whole huge meadow area. Pretty awesome, yeah, just a really amazing space. And then there were all of these other snapshots. So these two are actually going to get their own peekaboo pocket that will go on this side, and this one I need to cut out so that we can kind of do a closer look at those flowers. There's a wider look at the plant underneath. So yeah, we've got some work to do on this layout, so that's why I wanted to kind of get that done ahead of time. So first thing we're going to do is go ahead and grab some dark green cardstock. I've got dark green cardstock. I've got some sheets from the vitamin C collection that we're going to be using, and yeah, okay, so I'm just going to tuck these under here for right now because we are going to get to those in just a minute. And we're going to start with our cardstock. Okay, so I chose to use, I played around with possibly putting a different color underneath these panoramic pieces. And I tried a couple things. I tried, let me show you so you can kind of get an idea of what I was looking at. I tried some of these lighter colors first, and I thought, well, I could do the kind of ocean plants, shells. I could do peach, peach is really what I was kind of leaning towards, just to get another color on this page besides green. But when I tried it on the green, look at the difference. I don't know if you can notice that. I don't know if that's as noticeable to you or not. But when I have this picture on with the peach in the background, it's a nice photo any way you slice it. But when I put it on the green, somehow the trees come alive and I can see all the tree trunks so much more clearly. And so I just decided that green it was. We're going to do dark green. So I'm going to make some mats for the panoramic collage photos that I put together, so that they can stand out more readily. But because it is meant to be one photograph that goes all the way across, I'm going to only have the mat be on 3 sides so that it makes it a little more obvious that the photo is meant to go all the way across. Okay, so before we get too far, and so I can see measurement wise where this stands, I'm going to go ahead and do this matting right now because I want to make sure that everything else is placed in the right spot, you know, from this. Okay. And this looks like it's a little crooked. Huh. I did not know that. Well, what can I do? Not a lot. Okay, I'm gonna just put it down crooked and I'll cut my mat accordingly. Okay. Let's see how wide of a mat we need in order to accommodate that. Okay, so that is going to be 4 1/16. That's a heck of a thing, huh? 4 1/16. But okay, we can make those match. No problem. Okay, and then I'm going to trim off the edge down here so it is a true matte, truly a matted photo. Okay. And those are going to go right up against the jeeping on the bottom here. Now I want to create a border that I can put across the top or in between, and I'm leaning heavily towards putting it in between because I think it would be a little bit more of an aesthetically pleasing type of thing, and that would mean this flower addition will go on top of the border down here. And also putting the border across the middle like that will also allow for my peekaboo pocket to not interfere with the design of the page. So I think that will work best. All right, so then we are going to need, let's go with a 2-inch piece. Okay, so I'm going to take this kind of argyle patterned paper. This is from Vitamin C. I'm going to go with the diamonds that are going across the page like this. Okay, so I want my cuts to go horizontal. So I'm going to turn this and I'm going to cut 2 2-inch strips. And this is going to be the background for my border that's going to go across the center of each of these pages. It's just going to be a very simple border. We got a lot going on in these photos, and I would rather have everyone looking at the photos than looking at my funky border. So we're gonna go with that. Okay, and then the border I've chosen is just to use this palm tree punch, which I got a long time ago. And if you don't have a palm tree punch, and it's likely that you don't because this is from, you know, a while ago, that's okay. Just choose something that you like. The Monstera leaf punch would be nice if you're doing pages, you know, for a tropical type vacation. I think that would be perfect, actually. The Monstera leaves would be really nice. I'm just using the palm trees because this is There are a lot of trees involved in this layout, and I just thought it would be nice. So I'm going to just cut two or punch two borders using the palm tree punch. If it cooperates, please cooperate. Punch and slide, punch and slide. So there's one. We're gonna turn it around and do another one going the opposite way, and then we'll trim them both off. Since these are not chain, this is not a chain punch. Chain is the term they refer to, or they use for a design that when you punch it, it separates completely from your page. That's not what this one does. You can see it just puts a design across the expanse of your page. So it leaves it attached, and we will need to separate it. All right, so I'm grabbing my trimmer. Getting that back over here, we'll just go ahead and trim this off. Now, my punched design is about 1.125 inches high. So we're going to, let me see, I'm just going to raise that up so that the base of my palm trees is about 1/4 inch from where I'm cutting. That rise that is in the punch, and if you've got the punch, then you know what I mean. There's like a little kind of a rounded area right under the palm trees, and so I put that right at the kind of 1/4 inch mark, and that's where I'm cutting it. Okay. Now, I also have noticed as I've been looking at this that this punch has left this kind of stray half pine or half palm tree off here to the side. So I'm just gonna take my precision cut scissors and cut that guy right off, because that's gonna bug me. Having to have a palm tree right on the edge like that is gonna really, that's gonna really bug me. So I'm just gonna trim it off. Okay, not trimming the base, just trimming the palm tree. Okay, now what we're gonna do is go ahead and adhere the palm tree to, goodness sake, I keep knocking stuff over today. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over, and ooh, that actually might be a more fun side to use. Which side do I like better? I kind of like this side better. Okay, so let's do that. Executive decisions, right? Okay, so we're going to just use our repositionable adhesive, put a little bit on each palm tree, every now and then put it across the base. This punch is quite delicate, so be careful where you put your fingers. They will stick, and you could tear your design, which would be a real bummer. So don't do that. Okay, I like to stick each palm tree down because it's they could catch on something, and then you'd have a torn border, and you wouldn't be very happy, and neither would I. Okay, so I'm just putting that about 1/4 of an inch up from the base. Gonna just pat it to smooth it down and make sure that all of my palm trees are stuck. Okay, that piece is gonna go right there. All right, so now I'm gonna add some adhesive to this other one. Let's try this way. Okay. There we go. Patting my palm trees. Pat, 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 pat. Okay, and that's gonna go there. I need to cut out this really beautiful flower that we found. And I'm not sure which of these blades I'm gonna use, so let me just grab all of them. And let's grab, I'm gonna grab an oval from my CCS, probably that one. This pretty flower, I don't know if you can see it very well on camera, but it was called the musical notes plant. I think, let me double check. I have it over here. Yes, the musical note plant, which I thought was very cool. I'd never seen anything quite like it, and I thought, oh, we need to have that in the scrapbook. So here we are. And I'm just going to take, I think, my red blade and go around that so that I have some cohesion, and I'm not cutting too much of the plant away. Okay, so there we go with our close-up. And I may mat that just to kind of set it apart from the rest of the photos that are on that page, which will mean I will need an oval that is slightly larger than this. That one's going to be way too big. Okay, we'll go with this one. And let's see, probably the blue, or possibly the green blade. Definitely not the red blade. Let's see if we can figure this out here. So the blue blade, yeah, actually the blue blade's going to be perfect. Okay, so we'll use the blue blade. This is the largest oval template, and I'm going to use, where did it go? I'm going to use the same paper that we backed our palm tree punch with, just for some cohesion, because that will be enough to separate out the plant, the close-up from the background. Okay. Just like that, just to give it a little bit of separation. Nice. Okay, now I'm gonna stick that back in there. Put this away. I think I need to do something about the slides on my drawers. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll adhere this on here. Okay. And then we can put that kind of here so we can see a close-up of what that looks like. I like it. Okay. Now the only other thing I think I want to do is go ahead and give just a little bit of space between some of these photos. So I'm going to just trim a tiny bit off. Not much, just like 1/8 of an inch, so that I can just give a separation between these pictures, so that you can tell they're not one continuous photo, because they're not meant to be one continuous photo. They're meant to be separated. And then nice natural page will provide a nice separation for those. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing here. And I'm not trimming every photo. I've got 3 4x6 photos. I'm trimming 2 of the photos, mostly the ones on the outside edge. And because it's just barely 1/8 of an inch, you won't even be able to tell that those are trimmed. Okay, so that works. Now, let's get these pages assembled and then we'll work on the peekaboo pocket, okay? All right, so that's all adhered now, and we are ready to go ahead and assemble our peekaboo pocket. That's going to go and kind of be our introduction to our page. Okay, so I have a number of photos here that I have chosen to go in the peekaboo pocket. So I'm just going to kind of lay those out here the way I would like them to go in the peekaboo pocket. But I need to have a background paper for the peekaboo pocket. I think we'll use this green because we need green for this page, right? But I think we will. I think we'll use the green. I think it'll look nicer. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. First we're going to cut this so that it will fit into the peekaboo pocket. So I need this to be 6 by 12. So we need 6 inches. And well, we've already got the 12-inch length. So here we go with our background. And now I'm going to go ahead and place this photo, which I'm going to actually trim, which I probably should have done ahead of time. Sorry about that, guys. But I would like this to have a little bit of that frame showing, but I don't need all of the extra space of other stuff. So I'm just going to trim that off so that all I have is the little bit of frame. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of put this at a little bit of an angle, and I'm going to cut, which I haven't yet, but you'll see when I do the final flip through on this album, I'm going to cut a title that will go on with this map, and it will introduce Waimea Falls, that these photos are from Waimea Falls. So the title for the layout will go actually on this page, right in this area. And then when we flip it over, we will have a few additional photos of our hike. And you have to go see Waimea Falls if you're there. Waimea Falls is located very close to the ocean, fairly close to the ocean. You actually get there from the North Shore area, and you drive way back, probably maybe half a mile back, to get to the parking area for the area that you would go in to Waimea Falls. And then you have to go through, they have a little, I think they have like a little restaurant there or something. We found this guy there, this peacock was roaming around. Somebody had, I don't know if somebody had left a pineapple drink or something, but he was kind of poking around that and enjoying himself. But you have to walk through kind of that area in order to get to the, we should just trim the bottom of this. In order to get to the area that you can start hiking to the falls. You do have to pay an entrance fee to go up there, and many people do go to the falls specifically to swim. However, when we were there last summer, there was not a lot of water in the falls, so there was not a lot of swimming going on. There were a few people trying to swim, but there was not, there was just barely a trickle of water and not much in the pond. So when that's the case, it makes it hard to swim. But many of the kids that were trying were giving it all they had, giving it a valiant effort. Anyway, and this tree I just thought was amazing, so I had to have a picture of that. And this is my husband, kind of hiking along. Excuse me. So those pictures kind of are just a little extraneous, and so I stuck them on the back of the peekaboo. And it will open like this. Looks like I need to trim just another smidgen off right here. All right. So let's see. Remember, I take my peekaboo pocket and I fold the extra flap over the top of the opening, and then that's the area that has the adhesive on it. That helps me know how to load my peekaboo pocket so that my photos go the direction I want them to. Otherwise, it can be very confusing because it's really hard to see this adhesive that is on here. So I'm not gonna adhere that just yet because I do still have some work to do for that title, but this is going to go right here, right above the larger photo at the bottom, so that we can still see the border, and it will just be a beautiful addition to that. And then we just have one more little peekaboo pocket that's going to go here. And let me find my container that has all my extra ones in it. I think it's right here. Yeah. So that we can get one of those. That'll be great. Okay, this one just was of some of the branches. I thought this was interesting that there was some additional color besides just green, right? And then this was a little placard in front of, or kind of settled back in. I can't see it just now, but it was settled kind of back in this area that talked about the agricultural development of this area and how originally everything in here was terrace farming, terraced fields for the subsistence farmer is what it says. And so this little placard was kind of a little bit of a memorial and talks about this area. So I thought that was important to add. And so I want that, I think, to be on top, or maybe I want this one to be on top so that we can flip that up and read it if we want. Okay, so we're going to load this peekaboo pocket so that it can be added up here. And then I'm going to, this one, so what I've been trying to do, and I'm going to show you how I do it, is adhere my peekaboo pockets in a little bit different way. Prior to working on these albums, I've been loading peekaboo pockets, or adding peekaboo pockets to my page protectors, and sometimes they are just a little heavy and they feel like they're not really very secure. And so someone suggested that it might be a good idea to just cut a hole in the peekaboo pocket, or not in the peekaboo pocket, cut a hole in the page protector and then slip this through the page protector so it can be opened and closed, but have it actually adhered to the page. So that's my plan to do with these. And that's why I'm not going to go ahead and adhere this just yet, because I want to be able to work with the page protector to do that. Okay, so now the question is, do we need embellishing on this page? And if we do, what do we embellish with? And where in the world would we have room, right? I honestly don't really know that we need embellishing, but if we did need embellishing, I do still have these cute palm trees that maybe could go kind of right here and just sort of continue to add to more green. I don't honestly think that it needs it. I think we probably could get away with not embellishing these pages just because there's so much already to see. Tell me in the comments what you think, if there's something that you would add and where you might add it, because I'm curious to know what your suggestions might be. But I think I'm not going to put any embellishing at all on here. I really don't think I'm going to. If I come across something later on, then I will maybe do a little addendum video or something to let you know. But right now I think I'm just going to leave it. There will probably be some on this part once I have the wording done. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope this has been a fun video for you to watch and see and maybe learn from. And I hope that it's useful and inspiring so that you can use some of these ideas in your own albums. And until next time, I do hope that you have many more creative moments. Thanks. You have a good day.